Welcome to the battle zone. They sent him. Light the hook signal.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, already in the ring. Thuglife, Kenichi, and the opponent, making his way to the ring from St. Mark's Place, representing all elite wrestling. He is the reigning FTW champion, the cold-hearted,
It was about 7 days ago that Hook made his AWL debut, teaming with the undefeated Joshi champion, Amy Wade, in a mixed tag team match against the Dragons, Dragoness and Emerald Dragon. A match that he actually won, however it was Amy Wade getting the victory over Dragoness in that contest. We'll see that particular rivalry come to its conclusion a bit later tonight. We'll talk about that in a minute. But right now, Hook, who is 1-0 in the AWL, the FTW champion, the Renegade belt, technically unrecognized by any organization, except, I don't know, okay, there's a lot of criticism of AEW out there that's complete nonsense. The way that they've recognized the unrecognized title, nah, that's actually kind of legit. They kind of screwed that up. Anyway, we're lucky to have Hook here, and we're unlucky to have to deal with Tanaka Kenichi. So, as I don't expect this match to take very long... Oh, look at that! Swatted him away like a fly. I love this. Okay, let's get the preview for the rest of the night done fast. Please subscribe. Tonight, main event, semi-final. We've got 2 championship bouts. First, Emerald Dragon will defend the AWL Grand Championship for the first time in this reign against Kid Canada, who won the #1 contender match last week. In the semi-final, Amy Wade will defend the AWL Joshi Championship for the 8th time against the woman she beat last week but still #1 ranked, Dragoness. We're also going to have a 4-way elimination tag team match featuring more guests from All Elite Wrestling and some action in the Joshi division as Spring Tiger takes on Heidi Howitzer. Everybody coming off difficult losses last week. That's going to be interesting. Meanwhile, back with Hook. This could be a very short match. Ooh. About 55 seconds into the contest. Kick out by Thuglife, Tanaka, Kenichi, and right down into the Reclamator. Hook showing his submission skills here. A lot of people think he's just got the red rum and that's it. The inherited move from his father. Oh, look at that. Excellent throw. He does the suplexes, he does the family suplexes, but he can just do a good throw better than a lot of people. We're very happy to have Hook here on Mini Excursion. He will still be appearing, of course, on Dynamite and Collision and Rampage and places like that. But we're happy to get him a few extra reps here. And frankly, I'm enjoying watching him wrestle in the Animated Wrestling League. I think he's got a future here. Thuglife, Tanaka, Kenichi, an AWL veteran. The worst win-loss record in the history of our promotion. Let me just actually get the exact numbers here. All the way down at the bottom of the list. 103 losses. The only member of the 100 loss club. 61 wins, 103 losses, minus 42, already mathematically locked in the danger zone. He will have to save his career in Botchamania again this season. Oh, look at that! Beautiful! Absolutely beautiful suplex. Perfect top of the hips. From the cold-hearted, handsome devil. As of this recording, the most recent challenger to the AEW World's Champion Samoa Joe, who will, of course, be making a double title defense at the next AEW pay-per-view. German, and went into a Rainmaker! Speaking of AEW, lots of rumors going around that someone else who's appeared in the AWL in the past, Okada Kazuchika, could be in AEW. We believe he's going to be signing with them. They seem to believe that. I hope that's true, because he's got WWE would not know what to do with that guy. They fuck up Japanese talent so easy. Anyway, Tanaka Kenichi trying to get a grip there, instead walking right into some lariats. Bit of an angle on that. Not a great vertical leap by Hook. That's not his usual. So what is this? Roll through. Oh, this is not going to be good. Neck breaker. And now another suplex. Gives him a little pat on the back to say, hey, you're going for a ride, buddy, and there's nothing you can do about it. And getting him up, red rum. Or as close as we can get to it. Assume that's the red rum. And it may as well be, because you can hear the tap there. As the music plays, Hook with a quick and easy victory in under 4 minutes. Though, to be fair, it is Tanaka Kenichi.
Here is your winner, Hook.
Alright, that brings him up to 2-0 in the Animated Wrestling League, the FTW champion. Actually, because it's an unrecognized title, a Road Championship, would anybody like to see the FTW Championship defended in the AWL, and against who? Comment below, please. Also, I'm trying to cover up all the bad language in the song. I need to find a clean version of that. Joshi Division Singles Action. And right now, everybody's angry, everybody's pissed off, and frankly, I do not blame them.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, making her wrestling from the wasteland, Heidi Howitzer.
The tag team partner of Max the Impaler. You can see Wasteland War Party still in the AWL Best 4, but dropped from 1 down to 4 because while they won the tag team championship match last week against the Dancing Queens, well, you'll notice the lack of a championship belt around Heidi Howitzer's waist. They won by countout. Second time in as many title defenses that has happened to the Dancing Queens. They lose the match by countout, but therefore retain the AWL Joshi Tag Team titles, because titles do not change hands by ring out in the Animated Wrestling League. So Heidi Howitzer, who's 7-1 in the AWL, really upset that she won the match but didn't get a belt out of it. And I don't blame her. It's a bullshit rule in some ways, but I do get the logic behind it. You don't want someone to fluke into being a champion. Oh, that's a new effect.
Making her to the ring on the unified School of the Tiger style, Spring Tiger.
Well, Spring Tiger referencing the fact that... Wait a minute, what? Spring Tiger referencing the fact that she had her hands clearly on the rope at the end of that match last week against Black Tigress. The referee did not see it. That was a mistake by senior official Joey Baba Ganoush of the famous Baba Ganoush wrestling family. And he's actually been fined for that mistake. However, the referee's decision is always final. Spring Tiger technically lost that match. It was her 31st loss in the AWL. However, she's got a legit argument that she did not get beaten by Black Tiger. She got beaten by the referee missing the hold. And you can see those unified colors, the red sort of associated with the Black Tigers, the yellow for the Gold Tigers, unified School of the Tiger style here. 10 minutes on the clock. Oh! Okay, that's going to be a fine. Headbutt, illegal in the Animated Wrestling League. That is, it's not a disqualification-worthy offense, but it is certainly a fine and possibly a suspension. Sit-out stunner by Spring Tiger off of that full Nelson. We saw a full Nelson make an elimination in the Tag Team Eliminator match over on AWL Hontai earlier this week. And rolling front flip leg drop by Heidi Howitzer, who's shown another fine, racking up the headbutt swear jar here. Heidi Howitzer, who's come to be known as having one of the most dangerous pile drivers, most effective pile drivers in the Animated Wrestling League. Spring Tiger with a great deal more experience in the Animated Wrestling League. 33 wins, 31 losses, ratio of +2. I should also point out that Spring Tiger is currently the number 4 rank in the AWL Best 4 for the Joshi Singles Championship, and 3rd rank for the Tag Team titles, alongside Dragoness, despite the fact that they haven't actually had a match together this season because Spring Tiger's been too busy with all of the nonsense with the Black Tigers. And it did sound to me that there was another challenge thrown out to Black Tigress, but Spring Tiger doesn't have a floating championship, so she can't go over to Japan to make a defense, or appear. So right now we don't know exactly the details of how the Black Tigers. We know they've been given contracts, but we don't know what branches they're officially going to be working on. We know that Black Tiger Queen, as the AWL Intercontinental Champion, I'm pretty sure locked into AWL Hontai. We do hope to have clarification of that over the next week or two. Lots of contract stuff going on in professional wrestling all around the world right now. The Animated Wrestling League, no exception. Spring Tiger. And we got another potential count out here. We're up to 12. Spring Tiger does not care. She just wants to hurt somebody. I think she's getting out her frustrations over everything that's happened with the Black Tigers. The attacks from behind. The loss that frankly shouldn't have been a loss. Oh, what's this going to be? Powerbomb! Sit out powerbomb. Referees count up to 16 of 20. And a sit-out body slam on the outside. That hurts, even if you're the one giving the move there. German. Come on, Tiger, get back in the ring. Okay, I think this could go to a 20. She's just too... No, it isn't. And wait, Heidi Howitzer at 18.9 manages to get back in the ring and hits that, goes to that pile driver and nails it. The entire complexion of the match turns around in a second, too. And just barely kick out by Spring Tiger, saving herself, saving the match. Choke slam coming up. No, it is not. Fight forever. Spring Tiger gets that reaction a lot. She's in contention for 2 championships, and right now she doesn't seem focused on either of them. Heidi Howitzer still in contention for the tag team titles. A win here, however, would put Spring Tiger in massive trouble as far as that singles record goes. We'd have to get an update, but let's see what happens. Big splash off of the top rope. That's got to be a good 10-foot jump. That's a 20 by 20 foot wrestling ring, folks. Going up, going down, and one more time with a tombstone pile driver straight from the wasteland into your living room. 1, 2, 3. Heidi Howitzer has just pinned the number 4 rank in the AWL Best 4. That could change everything. We will have to wait for the commissioner to give us some information about that. The championship committee will have to take a look at this match.
Here's the winner, Heidi Howitzer.
This was not announced as rank being on the line, at least at first. We'll have to see what happens. Stay tuned to the Animated Wrestling League for all the news and all the updates on the standings. I had so much fun doing this for AWL Hontai. We've decided that we're going to do it for Strong and Free, and this one is going to be officially a fight for 4. We need to get more Canadian teams into the AWL Best 4, and right now, we've got an open slot. The number 4 position in the Best 4 is open. The winner of this team will get that. The winner of this match gets that shot.
The following contest has been scheduled for up to 7 falls, because it is a 4-way tag team elimination match. Introducing first, pitching their win from the laboratory, representing the audience, Project Tetsu 3.0, Jigoku Destroy.
Well, the Augments coming into this match with the best win-loss record this season, also the most matches of any team in AWL Strong and Free. They've got 3 wins, 1 loss. That was their championship loss to the still reigning New Classics earlier this season, but it gives them a ratio of +2, putting them at the top of the standings. They could pick up 3 wins here, a maximum of 3 wins. That would bring them to 6-1 plus 5. It'd be impossible to keep them out of the best 4 at that point.
Introducing next, making their way to the ring from the smoke-filled arenas of yesteryear and the independent circuit, the tag team combination of the inventor of professional wrestling, Matt Classic, and the innovator of professional wrestling, Matt Classic 2. Together they are House Classic.
By contrast, they're pretty close to the bottom of the standings at 0-1 this season. But an opportunity to turn things around right here, right now. Same can be said of this team, also 0-1. But never ever count out the Monsters. Okay, how have I not given these two a tag team move called the Monster Mash?
Introducing next, making their way to the ring from the realm of the Yokai and the sounds of time, the tag team combination of the Serpentine Sensation, Heidi and King Akira. Together they are Monster Union.
Looking at the individual records, Hibitsky, who had a cup of coffee in the best 4 last season, currently 28-28. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. King Akira, on the other hand, not so good. 27-29, ratio of -2 overall. And the nature of the 4-way elimination match means there are no managers, there are no seconds at ringside. And that means the manipulator, the founder of Monster Union, not, I repeat, not at ringside. You know, while I'm waiting for them to finish their incredibly slow entrance, please subscribe! I would love to get to 100 subscribers at some point this year. Yes, I'm desperate. And you know what? We got guest stars! We gotta pay these people.
Introducing our final tag team. First, making his way to the ring from somewhere very far away, he is very nice, very evil, Danhausen.
The Tooth Fairy of professional wrestling. He has had 12 matches in the Animated Wrestling League, and he was at one point crowned the world's greatest martial artist, and he is currently 6-6 in the Animated Wrestling League.
Danhausen.
Yes, that is indeed his name. Only the second worst dentist in the history of professional wrestling. But he's gonna need a partner who's gonna show up, whenever.
And his partner, making his way from wherever, weighing whatever, representing whoever. He is the All Elite Wrestling International Champion, Orange Cassidy. Together they are Orangehausen.
Well, this is Orangehausen's first match as a tag team in the Animated Wrestling League this season. Actually, I think it might be their first time teaming together overall in the AWL. I'm not certain about that. But they have no tag team records. But I have no problem registering them. I have no problem letting them be a tag team here in the Animated Wrestling League. Interesting colors, red and yellow, on that "You Still Got It" sign, because, you know what? I think you still got some of that fire. Someone told him wrestlers are supposed to have hand signs, so we got a hand sign. Ring the bell, here we go. 20 minutes on the clock with this many people in the ring with 7 falls to get to. Up to 7 falls, could be as little as 6. We need that extra time. Reminder of the rules. Everybody's legal at the same time. Everybody can be eliminated individually. Falls take place inside the ring only. Pinfall or submission to gain a victory. There is no disqualification. There is no count out, no ring out in this match. Oh, look at that. Matt Classic 2 just thrown with 0 bridge there. Cover the match. MC2 able to kick out. You must eliminate the second and final member of a tag team in order to get a win, to get a victory in the win-loss record for your team. I need to make a visual graphic of this, don't I? Last team standing, whether that be intact or not, are the final winners. So you can pick up to 3 wins with 0 losses, but in reality it's far more likely that it's going to be spread out a little bit. There's going to be 1 win, 0 loss, 1 win, 1 loss, 2 wins, 1 loss, no wins in the loss, who knows? A lot to gamble with here as Danhausen inadvertently saving Matt Classic 2 in the ring. Beats Guy now with the very nice, very evil Mr. Danhausen. I know there's so much chaos in these kind of matches. I do recommend you keep your focus in the ring. Beautiful head scissors there by Danhausen. And now Matt Classic 2 alone in the ring. He's the only one who can be pinned. Oh, never mind. They just decided to say screw it. Another beautiful move, a tornado DDT there. I believe that was Danhausen as well. Everybody says Danhausen's a joke, that he's just a gimmick, that he's a demonic talk show host. Well, he is, but he can wrestle. Same thing with Orange, who I think, if you still think Orange Cassidy can't wrestle, you're just not paying attention. You're complaining about a book you haven't read, and I have 0 respect for people like that. There's a reason I don't comment too much about, I don't know, AAA. I've never actually, it's been a long time since I've seen a full AAA show. Intellectual integrity, you can even have it in wrestling. 17 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock. Literally everybody's on the outside. Orange Destroyer. Someone told him wrestlers are supposed to use a destroyer, so there you go. Or the wherever destroyer, I suppose. It should have the place name in it. Irish whip into the corner. First one back in the ring is Danhausen, and in come the 2 giant robots. I mean, okay, technically they're cyborgs, but still. And wait a minute. Very nice, very Neville. Followed up with a Tatsumaki. 1, 2. The very nice, very Neville. Not successful, nor is the Tatsumaki. So right now we got an intact tag team facing each other in the ring. 2 intact tag teams. Orange rolls out of the ring. Tries to take a bit of a nap. Don't blame him. Fujiwara armbar on Danhausen. Somebody's bleeding on the outside. You need to clean that up. Excellent head scissor takeover by Danhausen as he's dealing with Jigoku Destroy in the ring. Mongolian chop. Oh, does he have the right to do that? Did he pay Great Khan? All hail? I don't know. Danhausen with a vertical suplex. Up. Down. And they're going to break that little man in half, aren't they? That's just not nice. That is very, very not nice. It is, however, very, very evil. Cover here, 1, 2, no! We're still waiting for that all-important first fall because that puts a target on somebody's back. Meanwhile, a lot of damage going on the outside. Hibitsukai with a snake bite. One of his many variations of that move. And can we get a spotlight on Jigoku Destroy over there? No, we can't. He's coming back into the ring. Well, coming back into the light at least. Yeah, if you ever tried to light a professional wrestling show, it is not easy. That was a Tetsu driver. 1, 2, 3.
Orange Cassidy has been eliminated.
Not a good night for the international champion. Now, if Danhausen can somehow outlast the rest of the field and be the last man standing, that will not count as a loss in the win-loss record for Orange Cassidy.
5 minutes left.
Cover. King Akira safe here. Danhausen, I think the furthest from the ring, the safest, he's out on that concrete as the augment's going after him now. Project Ted, there we go, we got the spotlight working. Argentinian backbreaker in the ring. You gotta keep, you need eyes in the back of your head here. We've got 7 active wrestlers. The stairs coming into play. Couple of hard shots here. Danhausen fighting off more than you can chew. He should probably stay out of the ring. He should probably try to stay safe at least for a while here. Aeroplane spin into the cutter. And it's not modern enough. Can't really call it a Concorde crash, can we? Cover here. The referee doesn't see it. The referee out of position. And I don't think anybody was eliminated there. House Classic. Wait a minute. Matt Classic 2 with the Classic Claw. His father being tied up. Possible submissions on both sides here. No, wait. What happened? I heard a bell.
Danhausen has been eliminated. On victory to House Classic.
And House Classic picks up their first win in the tag team division this season. We are down to 6. That means 3 intact tag teams. House Classic, the Augments, and Monster Union, all of whom have at least one representative in the ring. Snakebite to Daddy. To Daddy Classic. He's going to hate me calling him that. 1, 2. But right now he's got more important things to worry about than whatever dumb jokes I'm making on commentary. Going up, going down. Backbreaker across the back of this Serpentine sensation with a snakebite yet again. Slithers into position for the cover. 1, 2, 3. Successful snakebite.
Project Tetsu 3.0 has been eliminated.
But as Jigoku, and Jigoku Destroy goes down thanks to that ladder. As Jigoku Destroy still in the match, that's not a victory for Monster Union. About 12.5 minutes left. In the event of a time limit draw, it's a push for everyone who's still in the ring. Acquired wins and losses up to that point will count. Jigoku Destroy, he's got the target on his back as you can see Project Tetsu slowly retreating back to the laboratory. And now Matt Classic Sr. with an airplane spin of his own, the original airplane spin of professional wrestling. I believe he was the first one to ever use that move in competition. Going in the other direction. He's got the ring to himself right now. 12 minutes on the clock. The son, Matt Classic 2, fighting off both members of Monster Union on the outside. Senior going into the cover here. 1 off of an airplane spin. When was the last time you saw that? He's won matches with the airplane spin. He will not win a fall right here tonight. But the Classic Claw, that he could win with. That he could win with the Classic Claw locked in like a vice grip. And that's it.
Jigoku Destroy has been eliminated. 2 victories to House Classic.
And just like that, House Classic is looking for the sweep. And it's 2 on 2. Remember, falls only count in the ring. Habib Sky and Matt Classic 2 just preventing a breakup right now. Big thumb from Ubi Talk to the Junkyard Dog. 1, 2. He could have won the match, or at least gotten this down to 2 on 1 with a body slam. That is how powerful Matt Classic is, a former AWL World Heavyweight Champion. Former AWL Grand Champion. A bit of a miscommunication here, but up into the airplane spin. Another airplane spin. Round and round and round he goes. Where he stops, only he knows. And I think he stops as soon as he starts feeling dizzy. The airplane spin, a deceptive maneuver, as you risk disorienting yourself as much as your opponent. Classic Claw. Classic Claw. Hibitsukai in trouble with the Classic Claw. There's a cover as well. Wait a minute. The referee's checking for the submission. He doesn't see the shoulders pinned. He doesn't see the cover. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now he finally sees the senior official Joey Baba Ganoush has been the Baba Ganoush wrestling family, but it didn't matter. The delay did not matter.
Has been eliminated.
We could be down to the final fall here. Hibitsukai 2-1. He's got to eliminate both men to survive.
10 remain.
We're halfway through the time limit. The clock not a factor here. There's no... Oh! Miscommunication. Malfunction of the junctions with the swinging chair. Cover by Daddy Classic. No, kick out. Now the chair makes contact. Okay, Matt Classic 2 swinging wildly with that one. I think his father gets out of the ring just for his own safety. Matt Classic getting out of the ring here. Matt Classic 2 holding the high ground. Remember, falls only count inside the ring. But nobody cares right now. Everybody on the outside. Hibitsukai trying to fight off two men with the very DNA of professional wrestling in their blood. The intergenerational tag team, the first intergenerational tag team of the Animated Wrestling League. They've gotten 2 wins already. They're up to 2-1. They've jumped. They've reversed the curse. They've gone from -1 to +1. So far, just in this match. They could go down to 0 with a loss here, of course. Hibitsukai at Monster Union trying to salvage things, trying to bring Monster Union back up to 0 in the overall win-loss record. But this match is for a berth in the AWL Best 4. We need a Canadian tag team in the Best 4. The champions have literally been hanging out in Japan for the last few weeks, because that's where all the tag team challengers are at the moment. About 8.5 minutes remaining on the clock. Plenty of time here. Man, the stairs have been thrown around the ring. We've got chairs, we've got ladders, we've got... I don't even know what else. Oh, wait a minute now. The Daddy coming in. This Daddy Classic. This is not his usual style. Headbutt. No disqualification, but that will still be a fine. Couple of double shots. And going for... and oh! Very close. I think Matt Classic... Oh, there we go. Hibitsukai thrown into those steel steps. And right into those edges. It's not solid steel. It's obviously hollow. But that means you got that big edge right around the bottom of the stairs. And they're still extremely heavy. Matt Classic Sr. in control. And there it is, the Classic Claw. The original version of the Iron Claw hold. Right across the face, and that's it. No more time for Junior to swing the chair. Thank goodness, he's freaking dangerous with that thing. 2 matches like this week, and in both, a clean sweep.
Here are your winners in a clean sweep. House Classic.
And I believe we do have the updated Best 4 graphics, the 2 winners of the Eliminator matches, Giant Skills and House Classic, now in the AWL Best 4. First of 2 championship matches tonight.
The following contest is scheduled for 1 fall, 1 submission knockout to decide the winner. And it is for the Animated Wrestling League Joshi Championship.
And there you see her, the daughter of the dragon, proudly, I should say, bearing the sigil of her family. One half of the first ever AWL Joshi Tag Team Champion. A former AWL Joshi Champion in her own right. The current #1 contender. And one half of the current #3 contenders to the Joshi Tag titles. She comes into this match with an Animated Wrestling League record of 57 wins and 40 losses, but I pause as The Dragonfire illuminates the arena as it was in days gone by. Something her dad used to do back when we could barely afford pyro in this company. Her father, now the head trainer of the AWL dojo, Dragoness, taking what came before and forging her own path, not running from her family name, but bearing it with pride. But she faces the tallest challenge in women's wrestling today, I would argue, and that is the undefeated 28-0 Amy Wade. Remember, we only have like 1 to 2 matches a week for a champion, at most. Amy Wade, she's ready for competition, had a good comeback, good start of the season, taking out one of our best trainees in the AWL dojo, doing essentially a teaching match. Amy Wade now with that championship, and I think more importantly, the streak on the line. Longest undefeated streak in AWL history, as well as the top title in women's wrestling on the line.
Introducing first the challenger coming out of the GTA. She is the #1 ranked in the AWL Best 4, Dragoness. And her opponent, she is the reigning and defending Heavyweight Wrestling Joshi champion tonight, making her 8th title defense. Fighting out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, she is the true Toronto star, the undefeated Amy Wade. And this is an officially sanctioned Joshi Championship match under the auspices of the Animated Wrestling League, AWL Commissioner presiding. At the sound of the bell, AWL Senior Official Joey Papadouche in charge.
2 Canadians, 1 native-born in Amy Wade, 1 recent immigrant in Dragoness, both currently Torontonians. Bang the gong, we are on 30 minutes on the clock in this Joshi Championship match. They exchange strikes to start, no woman leaves her feet except with the springboard kick of Amy Wade. Amy Wade, this is her 8th title defense. The record for the Joshi Championship of title defenses in a single reign is 9, currently held by Akira Merune, the first Joshi champion. Meanwhile, Dragoness looking to wear Amy Wade down. Now, Amy Wade's got so many weapons, which is impressive for someone in such a young career. Just over 24 matches in her professional career, but she's won all of them. Big clothesline to maintain the dominant position. Wait a minute, quick reversal. That's the experience advantage. Dragoness comes into this match. This is her 98th match in the Animated Wrestling League. 57 wins, 40 losses, ratio of +17. That means she will be almost guaranteed, both these women will be, I think, mathematically guaranteed to be in the Natsu Taikai, the women's tournament that's going to be coming up in just a few months. Going to planning that around the summer solstice. Drop of the knee and knee. Amy Wade. I thought she was going to go for that knockout knee. She may have been going for that, but Dragoness catches it. Oh, straight across the top by the globally traveled Amy Wade. Sorry, the globally traveled Dragoness, I should say, came over from Japan as part of the founding group of AWL Strong and Free. Irish whip. Reversal of fortune there. Backflip. Oh, spinning heel kick by the challenger, taking the champion down, trying to outclass the champion. Now, we've talked a lot about Amy Wade's impressive athletic background, powerlifting, kickboxing, and gymnastics, but she doesn't have an amateur wrestling background, and she doesn't have the experience in professional wrestling of a Dragoness. And of course, that family connection, Dragoness, all but born in the ring. Maybe I should get that "Born in the Ring" song from New Japan from, I think it was last year. I don't know. Couple of palm strikes, open hand, legal blows, fans. As the cover, not enough. And what I love about Amy Wade, she does not hesitate. Oh, wait a minute, going into that Fujiwara armbar, she taught trainee 17, I think was it last week or the week before? Taught trainee 17, no, it was the week before, taught trainee 17 how to do that. And of course, these two, the second time in 2 weeks these two have wrestled. Amy Wade beating Dragoness to win that mixed tag team match. Snap vertical suplex for a 1 count with the title, and as always, the streak on the line. Up, and Dragoness drop. Dragoness drop. She likes to roll into the cover there. Couldn't quite hold it, and that might have been the difference between victory and defeat there. Just a slight mis-execution of the Dragoness drop. Irish whip. Off of the ropes, off of the chest of Amy Wade. Both women. Wait, Dragon drop number 2. Countered into an arm drag. Off the ropes again. No, running boot. A punt right to the side of the head. And those were not open hands. Actually, the referee with a bit of a long whistle after all the disqualification would only count as the title defense. And there's the knockout knee. 1, 2. Running on pure automatic instinct. Dragoness able to get her shoulder up right before that final and fatal 3 count could be registered. Set up, no. Soften up. Not a setup, a soften up for the sharpshooter. The most Canadian move in all of professional wrestling. Following elbow tie up, going for the vertical suplex. No! Drops across the knee. That combat background from the kickboxer mixed with her professional wrestling training at the AWL dojo, meaning both of these women have received training from the original AWL Dragon, our first ever champion. Amy Wade looking to fly, not her usual milieu, but out of respect for her opponent, she's pulling everything out, and it's a huge Superwoman punch. A Superwoman punch, if you will. Only a few seconds in the first 5 minutes.
5 minutes elapsed. 25 remain.
I wouldn't count on a time limit draw here. Either way, these women have been going flat out ever since the opening bell. Double lariat. Catch and release. Amy Wade in control. She just goes straight for the cover. That Superwoman punch, I think, knocked Dragoness loopy. And yes, it is enough. Amy Wade, 29. And, Dragoness. Valiant effort, but just not enough at this juncture.
Here is your winner, and still unanimously Joshi champion, the undefeated Amy Wade.
Okay, Amy Wade calling out everybody. And I would love to see either of those matches. Main event time.
The following contest is scheduled for 1 fall, 1 submission or a knockout to decide the winner. And it is your main event of the evening for the Amateur Wrestling League Grand Championship.
And it will be a history-making match. At no point in Animated Wrestling League history has the holder of a contender's title challenged the reigning champion in a match that wasn't a cash-in. The Animated Wrestling League Commissioner has announced that if Kid Canada wins this match, he will be forced to relinquish the Canadian National Championship, and a new Canadian champion will be crowned within the men's division, within the Danchi division, because with no cash-in, the title cannot flip between the men's and women's divisions. So those are the stakes here. This could be the last time Kid Canada holds that Canadian National Championship high above his head. But he's got to slay a dragon to make that first ever scenario a possibility. Last time this man stood on Canadian soil, it was in a losing effort against a Canadian. And to be fair, a New Yorker, but we're not gonna focus on that. Like I said, is St. Mark's Place in New York? Someone check that for me. Yes, it is. Okay, that actually made sense. The great and devious Ultramantis Black, accompanying his champion. Dragon 2 belts, I suppose you could call him. Proud to be the Oshogatsu Taikai champion for the second time in his career. In this, the Year of the Dragon, Tatsutoshi. How far will he go? We will find out if he can conquer the most Canadian challenger in the world. Oshogatsu Taikai, AWL Strong, Emerald Dragon. Biggest prize in animated wrestling on the line tonight. This is your main event.
Introducing first the challenger, heading out of Calgary, Manitoba, Alberta, Canada. He is the #1 ranked in the AWL Best War and the reigning Canadian National Champion, Kid Canada.
76 and 62.
And his opponent, he is the reigning and defending Animated Wrestling League Grand Champion. Tonight, making his first title defense, accompanied by the great and devious Ultramantis Black, representing Yokai Butai, the Emerald Dragon.
72 and 60. Very similar win-loss records here.
This is an officially sanctioned Grand Championship match under the auspices of the Animated Wrestling League, AWL Commissioner presiding. At the sound of the bell, AWL Senior Official Joey Papagadoosh in charge.
Emerald Dragon is the 28th AWL Grand Champion, whereas Kid Canada is the 8th Canadian National Champion. And here we go, the Tachi collar and elbow tie-up as it should be. Oh, and a jumping knee by the Dragon to take down the Canadian. Emerald Dragon trying to control the opening here. Goes to the outside. He's going to go for a slingshot. Yes, he is. Springboard. Lariat. Standing star, but good counter. That's what we're going to see here from the Canadian. That cart-style counter wrestling. That dungeon style. And right into a sleeper hold. Going for a submission early. The title on the line in the early 30 seconds. But a rope break to escape a submission. In the first minute of the bout, the champion rattled. Drop kick. Down goes the Emerald Dragon. I have to mention it. Champion's advantage in play here. Now, did Emerald Dragon leave the ring to recoup, to catch his breath out of that sleeper hold, or did he do it just for this, for the possibility of the countout? I think not, as Emerald Dragon returns us to the ring. Drop kick. Kid Canada defeated Hassan in a #1 contenders match as tag team partner to earn his way into this bout. He will still be the Canadian National Champion even if he loses this. He would have to relinquish the title only if he wins. Nice lift of the leg there to block those low kicks or to reduce the effectiveness. Atomic drop or Manhattan drop, I can never tell the difference. There's that Pele kick. We saw that move used unsuccessfully, I will say, against the Dominator Great Okan just on the most recent episode of AWL Hontai. Kick to the midsection, looking for the Destroyer. Is he going to hit it? Canadian Destroyer! Into the cover, very close to the ropes though. 1, 2. I noticed how the referee had himself in perfect position to see if there was a rope break this time. Kid Canada going up top, not his usual thing. Dragon more of a flyer. That Kid Canada definite. Oh no, he gets caught! Was trying to talk up his high flying ability, but he gets caught, dropped with a body slam. I love a good old-fashioned body slam. You don't see enough body slams in wrestling. Dragon drop number 1, relying on that dragon style. And again, that foot very close to the ropes. 2. The challenger able to kick out at the last second, literally the last second. Almost 3 minutes in now, and Emerald Dragon on the white rope hits an easy Speed Star style drop kick. And this time the Dragon Star press, smooth into the cover, the referee double checking. 1, a late start to the count by the official. Emerald Dragon thinking maybe Snapdragon. Yes, he goes behind the Snapdragon. 1, 2, kick out. You heard the advice of the great and devious Ultramantis Black, and it seems like Emerald Dragon following the sage advice from the old Dark Wizard. Dark, of course, not necessarily evil in this case. And Canadian Crunch! Canadian guys! And speaking of Ultramantis Black, the Catalyst raised up! One more time on the Canadian Crunch could very well do it! But Emerald Dragon has him in position for the no! I thought he was going to go for the full Dragonic Driver, but couldn't get him up. Ultramantis using his knowledge of the dark wrestling arts to aid the champion. Tope con hero, but a duck! He ducked out of the way! Such good counter wrestling! That's what makes Kid Canada so darn good at this. Ultramantis watching, he will not get physically involved, though he does get mystically involved, obviously. Swing around, standing Dragon Star. A gifted high flyer before his transmogrification. Still with those skills, and holy shit! Oh god, he could have killed him with that. Backslide driver. You will believe a dragon can fly. Elbow drop from the top. Vintage Animated Wrestling League. For the 1, 2, 3. Emerald Dragon makes his first title defense in less than 5 minutes. What is that going to do to the morale of the Canadian national champion if he could possibly earn his way back to title contention by completing the road less traveled? This is gonna be a confidence killer for Kid Canada.
Here is the winner and still unanimously grand champion, Emerald Dragon.
Up next, scheduled for the champion, the Arab American Dream Hassan, in a rematch from the Oshoga Taikai final. We await the details on that match. When, where, we will find out together as the Animated Wrestling League continues throughout Season 22. This is professional wrestling. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Korede. Marida.